I'm NetMoverSitan. This time I shall expand on the underground tunnels. I've broken through this way. Now to get to the ones that connect to the underground base. Ah yes, that reminds me. I must remember to do the super hot Halloween themed challenges. That's something that can only be done between a specific period of time. Yes. Oh yes. And I've also started uploading the Long Journey Home first parallel. First parallel as in first parallel universe to the first run of the Long Journey Home, which will be completely different with ship, lander, and also the seed used to generate the different systems I can go to. Something which I have no prior knowledge of. That reminds me. I must also start something new to replace Oddworld New and Tasty, as that's looking to be completely uploaded quite soon. Oh, and it might be short, but there's a reason for that. I edited out the failed attempts. I mean, if I did a run where I showed every time I failed, that would be quite irritating. It's not something you need to see. And have you... I mean... It doesn't just seem to be Hollywood that's full of casual sexism and racism, isn't it? It's also the music industry, and also the games industry. Well, it's also somewhere where, like politics, you can't really get anywhere in it without being an expert liar. Or, to put it another way, a psychopath. The kind of person who'd be more than willing to stab you in the back if it benefits them. The kind who don't follow the same rules as the less morally bankrupt. And when it comes to rules, I don't just mean laws. I'm talking talking about rules that are unwritten. Rules that some don't need to have it spelled out for them. That some blatantly ignore if they do know it. I mean, if that's the future of humanity, I think we know what creek we're paddling down. And I don't even know if there's any way of getting to shore. Or even changing direction. And some of these people, along with so-called experts, believe we're in an sorry, it's affecting me more than I thought. In an insane world. And believe me, they have no right to say that to anyone. Do you know why? Because it's the world that they wanted, regardless of what they tell others. What they truly want is a living hell. And since they get it, what right do they have to complain? That's why I'm distrustful of a lot of people. The kind who have authority, power over everything that matters. Unless they have proof to back it up, not some ridiculous excuse, I'm not going to believe a word they're saying. Even though that is exactly what they want us to do. Believe every word they say, no matter how ridiculous. And I thought I was barking. Yeah, I mean, just look at some exports from some of the more intellectually flatulent parts of the world. Intelligence dampeners. Content which is intended to stop any who watch it from thinking. Because those who think are the enemies of such people. Disgusting, isn't it? Yeah. Without a will of your own, you might as well be dead. Because if you don't have a will of your own? Is it really your life? I mean, this is worse than any slavery that has happened throughout history. Because at least you can see the chains that are on you if you're being physically enslaved. This is enslavement of the mind. Something which now doesn't even require religion to happen. In fact, George Orwell saw this coming, I think about as early as 1947. Was it 48? Well, he saw it coming because of his novel 1984. I mean, it's the origin of the term Orwellian nightmare. Which goes to prove that hell doesn't necessarily have to be fire and brimstone, also known as sulfur. Which I think was part of one of Blackbeard's methods to make sure that the crew knew who was boss. Well, besides that first mate he shot at one point. Along with growing his beard for what he's known for, rather known as, ridiculously long and making it smoulder with trace amounts of gunpowder. Yeah, Edward Teach. He knew a thing or two about terror tactics. Which, if they knew what was good for them, good being relative a term, for a drunk polygamist, you'll surrender out a fight, because if you did fight, the odds are you're going to die. Which is why those who eventually hunted him down, they didn't take any chances. Now those who use those same tactics are either those who use religion as an excuse for violence, or use it to manipulate others. Honestly, if Winston Churchill met the average voter of now, he'd probably consider his 5-minute conversation argument against democracy to be ridiculously optimistic. Oh yes, and apparently Shovel Knight has the Battletoads on the Steam version. I'll need to get around to fighting those at some point. Yes, I shall be heading back to that game at least hopefully they won't make more bad puns than the average Chugger Conroy video. But it should be a challenging battle. Well, it better be. Otherwise, I'd probably be wasting my time. Because I have some time yet before King of Cards is out. Which is the earliest point of the story, because it's set before Spectre Knight, bringing the Order of No Quarter back into line. Yeah, just what you need to do that. Getting an undead ninja. And apparently he was loyal before Spectre Knight was sent for him. Oh, sorry. Well, it is in the description that I was forewarning you in advance, although why Spectre Knight was doing this, well, I'm not going to say. Although those who have played the main campaign, well, they'll know some of it. And apparently, it has a card game lifted straight out of Final Fantasy VIII. Which was also in Evoland 2. Was it in the first Evoland as well? Can't remember exactly, it's been a while since I've played that one. Oh yes, and as for Final Fantasy VII, the remake, let's hope that they don't leave out Knights of the Round. I mean, can you imagine what that summon's like? Oh, and I seem to have run out of stone pickaxes. Now, where does this one go to again? I can't remember. I'll go up there to surface, anyway. Oh wait, I remember now. It leads to a chest. It's somewhere in between the pillar tower and the access point to the underwater base. Oh yes, and Slime Rancher is something that I intend to do at some point. Looks like an interesting long-term project. As for Ori and the Blind Forest, a Unity success story. And then there's the story. Of course, I could gather from it on the Steam page. And I already have the right equipment. It sounds frustratingly difficult in places. I'm in. Seriously, it's something that I'll consider playing at some point. Well, it can't all be first-person shooters, can it? Needs to be a bit more varied. Stops it from getting too boring. Not to mention intellectually flatulent. Yeah, I know, it's taking quite a bit of time to get up again. If there was a way of making it go up without mods, I'd be doing that. In fact, I'd be creating a more efficient system. I think one reason why I did the long journey home the first parallel is because, well, I didn't want to go back to Serious Sam right away. I mean, right after the first one. I mean, it involves some real world locations, yeah. I mean, the first one being the Temple of Hatshepsut. Oh yeah, and down there... Oh, no, it's better from this angle. Yes. I've created an ornamental tree. Yeah, an ornamental tree room, which also connects the potato and carrots growing area. And this way, I'm expanding the tunnels. I mean the walkways. Why am I getting those two confused? Yes. I'm expanding the walkways. I think the last known location of the torches that I put to locate the stronghold are near a village. Yep, that's the Rabbit Head portal. Yeah, the Rabbit Head portal. The Nether portal doesn't let any monsters in, so I don't have to worry about them being here, and even if they could get here, they'll just burn. Well, most of them will anyway. When the sun comes out. Yes, this way. I'm building a little to the west. Well, a little by my standards. I think big. Because if I keep going this way, I'll be farther along the coast. I want to get more inland. Oh yes. And there is a tactic known as peer pressure, where you believe that you must blindly follow what everyone else does. Like some kind of sheep being led into the meat. I mean, have you questioned whether or not what they want you to do is the right thing to do? Or just what they think is right? Or even what they want you to think is right, even though it might not be. Yeah, I'll probably... yeah. That's a risk. Thankfully I didn't build this out of wood, because obviously I'd need to rebuild it a lot. Because wood burns. And that would be irritating, despite the fact that it's endlessly renewable. I mean, just because it's endlessly renewable doesn't mean that it should be regularly used. Especially if you live somewhere where termites live, because termites eat wood. Apparently they had a problem with the Gan Railway in Australia because of termites. Because the cross ties are made of wood. So for them, it'd be dinner. Why am I talking about that? Oh yes. And I don't think that me being a voice actor, as in being paid to do it, is something that's realistic. On that day, every politician in the world will say, you know what? I don't think I should be lying anymore. I need to be more honest with myself and others. I need to take responsibility for my own actions. Now that's unrealistic, isn't it? Because reality does not work like that. would be better off getting some game developers to actually care about what they're vomiting out. And that's one joke that's definitely not funny. Yeah, it's not funny at all. Well, the reason for that is I don't have simple tastes. Certainly not that simple. Yeah, I really should be doing a bit more on this. Until next time. Hail the rabbit!